Part
You
1.
wake up on an ordinary morning and the United States and Israel have launched an attack on Iran. Every day that goes forward, we can see more and more that God knew exactly what he was doing when he scripted his word. Prophecy is being unfolded right before our eyes. Now, Iran, otherwise known as Persia before 1935, is mentioned frequently in the Bible, prophetically in the book of Daniel, in the book of Ezekiel, and we know for a fact that Persia or Iran will align itself with Russia eventually and some other nations to form this Gog and Magog conglomerate that will try to wipe out Israel in a final sense, but God will wipe them out. That's a fact, biblically speaking. We also know that the United States of America is not mentioned in the Bible, let alone in prophecy. And that probably is because that the United States of America, along with Australia and South America, and nations that are far removed geographically from Jerusalem, are not really mentioned in the Word of God too much, because God centers geography from over there in Jerusalem in the Middle East. I also personally believe, after teaching through the books of Daniel and Revelation, that the United States will align itself with this Western Confederacy that comes from Europe, like this revived Roman Empire that the Bible speaks of, that aligns itself with Antichrist to protect Israel for a time. I believe we'll be a part of that conglomerate, and the Antichrist will come out of that 10-nation confederacy. Now, eventually, Antichrist will turn on Israel and on everyone and say, I want the world to worship me. That's going to usher in the Great Tribulation. But for a time, he will protect Israel and bring peace over there for a while. And I think America is just a part of that in passing. But here's the main thing that I want you to realize. Everything's aligning, okay? We've got Europe, okay, where the revived Roman Empire will probably happen, aligning with Ukraine to protect its borders against Russia. You've got the United States aligned with Israel, protecting itself and the world against Iran. Meanwhile, Iran and Russia are two countries that will mainly form this Gog and Magog confederacy to try to wipe out Israel in a final sense. This is crazy stuff. But I want you to know that in the middle of it, you got to keep your head on straight and looking always to Jesus. Here's what Jesus himself said in Luke 21 when he was speaking about end time events. He said in verse 34, watch yourselves.